Away from all the high at Melbourne Park, coming back home here to Bengaluru with all that fanfare at the airport, the oldest world number one and the oldest player to win a Grand Slam title, Rohan Bopanna, joins us here. He's found some time away from all that attention to join us here at Firstpost. It's an exclusive, and I am so thrilled once more to be speaking to you here. Welcome to Firstpost, Rohan.
No, thank you, Rupha, for having me. It's always a pleasure chatting, with you, and looking forward to having a wonderful conversation here at Firstpost.
We saw all of the emotions spilling over the last few days, whether it was leading up to that final. There was so much of tentativeness, there was so much of nervousness. And then, of course, the moment, you falling down, all of that. Has it sunk in just yet?
It's still very much on, but I think, really what made a huge difference was the fact that when we landed yesterday in the airport, there was so many friends and family there to receive us, and that was beautiful, overwhelming. All my friends had come down from Coorg as well. Even at the airport, it was such a warm welcome, and it was really, really amazing. I'm truly overwhelmed with so much of wonderful love that we're getting and showered from each and every one.
It takes a while and it takes a moment to sink this in for us as well, to call you the oldest player to win a Grand Slam and the oldest world number one. How is it like at the Australian Open, especially on the circuit, Rohan? Is everyone calling you the grand old man? There must be some jokes in the locker room that's already started.
No, I think it will start now, because most of them already left by the time, I ended up winning. So it was literally the fag end of the tournament. So majority of the guys left. And I'm sure when I get back on the circuit, there will be a lot more, jokes or memes coming out already. And I see it online, which is fun, which is great. It's part and parcel of the game. And, I love, anytime there's a good humor involved.
Right. And, speaking of that final itself, Rohan, it was a close contest. The scoreline says it, the rallies, the points, we saw how intense a battle it was in that final. But one thing that really stood out was your serve, how it's always stayed true. That is one of your strengths. And it was absolutely serving at the optimum, even in that final.
So, Rupha, that has always been kind of my strength, the serve. And obviously it is my strength because I work on it every single day. I mean, constantly, it's either 40, 50 serves a day. Before it used to be back when I was growing up, it was 200, 250 serves a day. Now it's about, 40, 50 a day. But more so, it's not about, just hitting the serve. It's about the placement of the serve where I work on. Yeah. When I'm there with Scott, or I'm, practicing with Ebden, when I say, okay, I'm serving to the forehand, I make sure that it's like kind of a match scenario where it's not just, in the racket. I'm making, them really work to get the point. And I think that significant aspect of constantly finding, those spots helps in those big moments. You're able to trust it because you have done it in practice. And, sometimes, big moments, you think it's easier to play safe, take a safe option, but it is actually when I really go after it, and that's when it has helped tremendously.
One other thing that is coming out of this victory, of course, and we've spoken about it in the past, is your relationship with Matthew Ebden. I think both of you have had a wonderful journey. Just a word on what he brings, because the chemistry is so evident. He's doing it for you. He knows what this means to you. How has that really impacted, your journey as well throughout this last so many months?
I think it's a super, super special, Rupha. I don't think it would have been possible with unless having such a great partner as Matt Ebden, and today we are there because of the consistent year we had last year. And in some way or the other, it is the home slam. Of course, for Ebden, it is 100% the home slam. But for me also, being part of Asia Pacific Grand Slam, I think, it feels special to have, won it in Australia. And for me, especially that I'd never crossed the third round in Australia. This is the first time I crossed that hurdle. And then came, the number one ranking. My 500th win. Then came the number one ranking. And then, everything happened in the last span of 4-5 days. And sometimes, your constantly trying to figure, when that moment comes, and little don't you know that it can, have it literally happen in a span of, in a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think all this would have been possible without having a partner who's also calm on the court. No matter what the situation is, I don't think that has phased us. That experience I think is what we really bring in. Even in the first round, we were down love 5 straight away in the match. I think 16, 17 minutes we were down love 5. And then I think we just focused on the moment. We're not really looking at the score. Whether in last year in Wimbledon, we were first round match points down. Third round, we were match points down. In the first round, Australia, I was serving third set 3 all love 40. So there are a lot of these moments, I think, which, yes, we have been up and lost as well. It's not like, it's only the times when we're down. But I think those are the moments which, bring you closer and trust each other. And, what has really made this, win even more special.
And to think, like you just revealed a few days ago, that 2 years back you wanted to quit, and you sort of expressed that to your wife as well. You mentioned that. To think it all happened, what changed then? What made this all sort of turn around for you then, Rohan?
No, I think expressing myself, Rupa, is what helped. I think in some way or the other, I wasn't enjoying myself on the court. I was trying to force to get the win. So when after expressing myself and speaking to both my wife Supriya and my coach Scott, thankfully, I mean, they were not going to let me quit when I was down. Yeah. That I think, I really thank them, for that. And the minute I started expressing and I said, okay, let me go and enjoy myself more, I started winning again. You just get into that 1, 2, 3, 4 tournaments, you're not winning. Then you're trying to force a situation that, I have to win this match, otherwise it's, so that kind of started the belief back again. Okay, I said, okay, let's try and finish the year well, and then take it from there. And eventually started focusing on myself completely in terms of how I can help the partnership, and not really look at, say for example, if I hit a serve and the partner missed the volley, I'd be like, I come out and say, partner should have made that volley. But then I look at it saying that my serve was not good enough, maybe that's why I missed the volley. So I just try to change, a different perspective, and that I think even helped the mental strength get stronger and get better.
That's an incredible insight that you just led us into, and it's never too late, as you say. It takes years to get there and bring that mental shift. But what about the physical? Mahesh Bhupati called you a 44-year-old. No 44-year-old has won a slam yet. But tell us about how the fitness, what aspect of the physicality has really made you be this way at this particular age?
Well, till today, nobody has won it at 44. I've still won it at 43. So, yeah. But, 44 is still, the level is still at 43. It's not reached 44 as yet. Yeah. But I think, in the end of 2019, I got some PRP injections, for my knee. What actually I needed to do is, apart from that injection, was also to make sure I strengthen it a lot. And that is where yoga really made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Started from strengthening my legs, then aligning my entire back, shoulders. I think then my mind also started getting more focused on what I was doing. Hence, the calmness also came into my playing style. And the other thing I really have started focusing is on my recovery. Making sure I do a lot of mobility, ice baths every single day for 10 minutes. I'm in that ice bath, which is 7 to 8 degrees. I made sure when I hired the physio, I hired a physio from Belgium, Rebecca, who was traveling with me, what exactly I needed, not really specifically, this is my conditions. My legs are weak, we need to strengthen that, we need to strengthen my hamstring, back, everything. And I think she understood that from day one, and I think she is an important person, in my team to have, also helped me, grow in this to where I am today.
Wow, incredible that. But speaking of, you and just a bit of an insight into your tennis a bit. You've played for so long. I know for sure you don't have too many superstitions. Although after the Australian Open final, I think one that is probably having your in-laws present at your crucial matches. But apart from that, any superstitions?
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I don't think I ever had, any superstitions as such. Maybe when I sometimes look at it, maybe I should have retired from Davis Cup earlier. I was so focused on, India focusing what to do, and now I'm just focusing on myself and not really worrying about anything. And then the win came. So, yeah, but it's. I think it's a journey. Sometimes it just, takes that long. Yeah. But thankfully, I was still persevering it week in, week out, and, made a huge difference.
We're just at the start of the year. It's 2024 January, heading to February almost, Rohan, and you've already won a Grand Slam. And there looks like there's more left in that tank. How do you look forward to the year? It really holds a lot of promise, doesn't it?
I think the biggest thing is that India has a team for Olympics. Yeah. I think, I knew that last year I had to remain top 10 in order to have a chance, and just winning here, that already gets us there. So that is I think just an amazing thing, just to be able to say tennis, we have a representation. Now it's about who to find the right partner to to play with, and maybe give yourself a shot there. Right. And of course, I mean, now there are so many big tournaments, and I can really plan my calendar. I'm playing Dubai next, which I have got 2-3 weeks. This week, very rarely, I think after, I think when I look back at it, it just happened to fall in place, because otherwise normally I would have been in Davis Cup, I would have been in Islamabad with the team. Yes. I had retired from Davis Cup, and this happened, and I came home. Yeah, and I'm now spend time with family and friends, do the other stuff, see what's happening at my academy, and spend some time there before I go back on the circuit. So I think it's amazing. I'm happy that I can now plan my calendar the way I want, and make sure I keep myself fit.
You're mentioning friends and family. We have to ask you about this. The final, of course, during the Australian Open, all of your matches were given to us or brought to us on broadcast through your good friends Sania Mirza, Purav Raja, and Somdev Devarman. In fact, at the final, they got so emotional, they were almost going to come into tears when you won that title. Just a word on these people who've been part of your journey really and who've been close to you.
I mean, I'm actually trying to go and watch the replay, because I want to listen to all of them. But I think it's amazing to have friends who have been so close to me, commentating on the match. I think there's a genuine love for each other, and I was telling Sania that it feels strange that when she was interviewing me one day at Sony, that it hadn't been even 12 months, and we were in that Rod Laver arena, and I was playing with her, and then suddenly she's across the TV interviewing me. But to have Sania, Somdev, Purav, all of them there, who have spent a tremendous amount of time, traveling the world and playing these tournaments with, it's beautiful. And having, I think they have found the right team there, in order to speak about tennis and give all their knowledge to all the wonderful people, listening. And the most important, I thank Sony for, showing everyone in India, tennis live. And I think that was beautiful. Everyone in Coorg, back in the club which I grew up in, Madhapur, the entire club, they had set up a massive screen, and all the members were there and, watched it. And my dad said it felt like literally they were in the state. That's how big screen was set up, and, it's beautiful. And there was so much of love and support from, from the club where I grew up and all the members. So I'm really, really thankful and, happy.
I have to speak about your family. I've met them, Supriya and Trida. They're lovely people. How did they react to your triumph? I'm sure it was just as emotional for them.
I think for everyone it was such a wonderful moment, and anytime you have a moment like that, to have family there is super special. And having my wife and daughter being there, watching, that moment. Unfortunately, both Matt and I tried to climb up that box, but for some reason they hadn't set up the stairs there for us to climb. For our daughter just to witness that, and she kept asking me after you won, why did you fall on the ground? So it was so she has these questions where she's never seen this side, and she understands the emotions. But I think, and once the trophy we got, and she held onto the trophy, and she didn't want to let go. She didn't want to give it back to even to take some pictures and all that. So it was beautiful. And, I think they're also really happy to be back and, enjoy every single moment.
Purav said, in fact, that you're so young, you should have, in fact, jumped over and gotten on across to your team.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons I don't jump is because that's why I'm able to go. If I do it what Purav was doing, I don't think I'll be, playing tennis anymore.
No, we want you to continue playing tennis for however long you want to. Rohan has given us a lot of immense joy over the last many months. Thanks so much for joining in, and of course, wishing you all the very best for the coming year.
Thank you. Thanks, Rupha. Take care. Bye.